So today I'll be talking about the domino theory, a key idea that shaped U.S. foreign policy during the Cold War. We'll look at what the theory claimed, how it was used in real-world conflicts, what the evidence shows, and why many people later challenged it. We'll also explore how it still affects the way countries think about spreading ideas like democracy today. So what is the domino theory? The domino theory was based on a simple but powerful idea. If one country falls to communism, its neighbors are likely to follow, just like a row of falling dominoes. This theory was especially popular during the 1950s and 60s. U.S. leaders used it to justify military involvement in places like Vietnam and Korea. They believed that stopping communism in one place would protect other countries nearby from falling too. To understand the domino theory, we need to look at the Cold War. After World War II, the U.S. and the Soviet Union became superpower rivals. The U.S. wanted to stop the spread of communism, while the Soviets wanted to expand their influence. The fear wasn't just about one country turning communist. It was about a chain reaction across the entire regions. That drove U.S. That fear drove U.S. actions in Southeast Asia and beyond. The Vietnam War is the clearest example of the domino theory in action. The U.S. feared that if Vietnam became communist, countries like Laos, Cambodia, and Thailand would follow. Some did fall to communism after the war, but others didn't. Researchers like Peter Leeson and Ward and Gledsich have tried to test this idea scientifically. They found that democracy and political ideas do spread, but not always like dominoes. Geography, culture, and leadership also play a role. One of the best critiques of the domino theory comes from historian Dodd DePastino. He says that the problem with these kinds of mechanical theories is that we can't test them like science. In science, you isolate variables and repeat experiments. But in history, everything happens once in a unique context. For example, Vietnam in the 1960s was nothing like Korea in the 1950s or Cuba in the 1970s. That means predicting what will happen based on one example can be misleading. You can see patterns in history, but you have to be cautious about treating them like hard rules. That's a key reason why the domino theory eventually lost credibility. It just didn't hold up across different situations. So to wrap up, the domino theory was a simple idea that shaped decades of foreign policy. It partially explains U.S. actions in Vietnam, Korea, and other Cold War conflicts. While it captured real fears, it wasn't always accurate, and its costs were high. I've listed the sources I used, including historical articles, research papers, and expert commentary. Thank you for listening.